Hey, what's up everybody? It's your friendly neighborhood Tony, and today we are doing the 400 subscriber Q&A video. Before we even get started, I want to jump on real quick and just let you guys know how much I appreciate each and every one of you for not only watching the videos, but liking them and subscribing to the channel and following me on this kind of silly journey that I'm on right now to just talk about movies. It really does mean a lot that you would all be willing to take the time out of your day to even listen to anything I have to say, and it does not go unnoticed, and I want you to know that. So in this video, in kind of celebration of hitting another milestone, I wanted to jump on and answer a few questions from you guys. Some of you have commented on the videos that I previously posted, some have tweeted at me with a few questions, not a lot, just a handful, and I wanted to take some time out of my day to go ahead and answer those for you all. Now I will also say we are actually right now, as of recording, at 411 subscribers, so we're on our way to hitting the next milestone of 500. So if you have any questions that you would want me to answer in a 500 subscriber Q&A video, let me know on this video. Go ahead and post them down below and I will just come back to this video when it's time to record that one. So without further ado, let's jump right on to the questions. I have my phone right here with them listed and I'll try to answer them as best I can. Okay, first up, we've got a question from the Tyrant, and that is, what is your favorite genre to see in theaters? So specifically in theaters, it looks like, is what they're asking. And for me, that is not necessarily my favorite genre, but when I think about what I like to see in theaters, it really has to do with spectacle, right? Because I can watch whatever I want at home. I have a pretty decent TV and a pretty decent surround sound system, but if I'm going to the theater, if I'm spending my money, getting my lazy butt off my couch and into my car and sitting in a room with probably a bunch of annoying teenagers, then it has to be worthwhile. And so in that case, it's gonna be some kind of big spectacle movie, whether it's a massive comic book movie with a lot of action, or if it's just an action movie, or something that requires you to be there with the largest screen and the best surround sound system and a whole community of people. So in short, I would say comic book movies. But if you wanted to expand from there, it's really any movie that is going to have a big spectacle. So whether it's a Star Wars movie or a James Bond movie or whatever, anything like that would be something that I would absolutely have to go see in theater. All right, so thank you very much for that question. The next question that we have here is from Christian, who is a longtime viewer. Christian, shout out to you, man. I know you've been around for a good while and I appreciate you being here. Christian says, what was one of your favorite anime viewings of this past year? Here's the thing. I don't watch nearly as much anime as I once did. I used to review anime every week, so I had to watch all of the new shows that were coming out, and a lot of them I wasn't even really interested, but I had to watch it in order to review it. So now I just watch stuff that either people mention to me that gets put on my radar, or if it's something that's from one of my favorite directors. So right now, just this past week, I ended up buying Bell, which is a movie by Mamoru Hosoda, who is my favorite anime director of all time. Now, I know what you're gonna say, oh, but what about Miyazaki? Yes, I love Miyazaki, of course I do. But for me personally, Mamoru Hosoda, his movies just really speak to me. They're crazy, over-the-top fantasy films with, these incredible visuals and this wild story, but they're all also just simple stories about family, and oftentimes about his family, from what I understand. I've seen some interviews with him where he talks about some of his movies, even though they are crazy, over-the-top fantasy films, they're about the time that he met his wife's family, or the time that he had his first child. So it's just really cool to me that somebody can take such a specific human moment and turn it into this incredible spectacle. So I really love his movies, and Belle is the one that I watched most recently. I just bought the collector's edition, so I'm gonna go ahead and say that one. Belle is my favorite anime that I've watched recently. Okay, the next question here comes from Anaisa, and they ask, how many movie trailers have you done this year? This is really funny because when I started this channel, it was not to do trailer reactions. I started the channel actually to just review all of the movies that I have in my collection, and it was really kind of an excuse for me to buy more movies. I've always loved movies, and I've loved special features and, creating movies and how they were made, director commentaries, all that fun stuff. So I always wanted to build a really large movie collection, but I couldn't really find an excuse to do so until I said, well, wait a minute, what if I start reviewing them on YouTube? Then I have to buy more movies. I have no choice. So that's how the channel started. But then I started doing a few trailer reactions, and those really took off. And although I don't want my channel to be exclusively trailer reactions, I do love doing those because I like to know about new movies that are coming out. But your question was, how many have I done? Now, fortunately, I have an entire playlist of all of my trailer reactions, which I'll link you guys to that at the end of the video. But as of right now, according to that playlist, I have reacted to 37 trailers, which is pretty insane considering I haven't been doing them for that long. But yeah, The answer is 37 as of right now, but I'm sure that will change next week because there's always new trailers coming out. All right, the next question we have here is from Ring Jr., who is another longtime viewer. And Ring Jr. asks, will some of the other addicts ever show up as a cameo in the future? For those who don't know, I was on an anime podcast for a very long time, for several years. And so Ring is asking if any of the hosts from that podcast will be on my channel. Absolutely. I would love to have them on the channel. I'm actually going to be hanging out with Mitsugi in the next couple weeks. I'm heading over to Colorado to visit him. So maybe we can figure out a quick video that I can do while I'm there. I don't know. I don't want to be a burden or anything like that and, you know, tell people to be like, oh, come on my channel and do me a favor. But if there's a video or something specific that maybe you guys would like to see that I can collaborate, let me know. I'm totally open to ideas. I love all those guys and I would love to have them on my channel if it makes sense. Okay, and the last question that we have here is from Hottie LeVar Burton, which is a fantastic username. I love that. And they ask, what are your wall decorations? So if you can see behind me, I've got a bunch of stuff on the wall and on shelves and things like that. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and just grab the camera, spin it around, and show you guys everything that I have in my studio. Okay, so let's go ahead and cut to that and then we'll jump back on and we'll finish up here. Okay, let's get started with what you see in the background in most of my videos. Right over here to the left, we've got a couple of things that I'll show you guys. For one, there is a giant pile of Squishmallows that my girlfriend's sister has gifted us over the past few months, and there's always more and more that keep being added to the collection. This is of course a guest bedroom, so a lot of the stuff that you're going to see in here is not just for my YouTube studio setup. This is stuff for the family. So next to that we have a couple of Harry Potter posters that we haven't mounted just yet, so I just kind of lean them up in the background. For one, we have Ravenclaw, which is my girlfriend's house. And then we have Hufflepuff, which is my house because Hufflepuff is the best house and everybody knows it. Don't deny it. Above that, we have a map of the United States, and you'll see that we have a number of pins in there as well. Those are all the places that my girlfriend and I have been to together, and we're hoping to hit the rest of the map. So that is what we are planning to do, hopefully in the not too distant future. Okay, to the wall to the right of that is a poster above the bed that I got in Austin, Texas. This is, of course, of the Millennium Falcon. This is really cool because it's hand-drawn and hand-painted. I went to Austin to visit a friend of mine and he sent me this poster in the mail after I left because we were checking it out in a shop. So shout out to Steve. Next to that we have a couple of shelves of various figures. This one is probably my favorite shelf because these are all figures that I got in Japan. So we have some Dragon Ball figures. We've got Trunks, Gohan, Goku. There's a bunch of little Squirtle figures as well because I love Squirtle. And then some like miscellaneous ones. We've got some Studio Ghibli stuff in the background there. And this Frieza, which is cool because I got this out of a claw machine that me and a bunch of friends all worked together to win, and we finally won it. And then there's just a bunch of little keychains hanging from there. I think there's a Deku in there. There's some My Hero Academia, some Haikyuu, a few other things. Above that, this is mostly my girlfriend's stuff. So her Harley Quinn and Joker and a couple others. Then there's some Star Wars in there, a little R2-D2, a little Darth Maul that's like a samurai style Darth Maul. And then above that, which I don't think you guys can see this at all normally, but this is, we've got the Mandalorian and the child on, I think they're on a bantha. And then we have something from Mulan, it's Mushu riding a panda. So just a few things there in the background. Now let's whip around to the actual battle station. This is what I look at when I'm recording. And this is where I do all my recording and editing and all that fun stuff. Next to that, now this is where the magic happens. We've got a boom mic, which is an Octava MK12, which is a shotgun microphone that I put out on over myself when I record, so that way you guys don't see a microphone in frame, but you hear me loud and clear. Then I've got a little softbox next to it, which is, I guess not too little, but it's just the right size to fit in that spot. I basically have my entire studio just in the corner of this desk, so I can't go with anything too crazy and over the top because it just wouldn't fit. Next to that is my camera that I use for all of my videos. The one that you're watching, or the camera that is being recorded on right now, is my old camera. It's a Sony a6400, which is a fantastic camera and I highly recommend it. But I am a bit of a tech fiend, so I had to upgrade and go with the Sony a7 IV, which is this camera here. It's a full frame camera hooked up to a Sigma 24 f1.4, which is a fantastic lens, especially for the money. And then we've got a teleprompter. It's just a simple desk view teleprompter hooked up to that, so that if I need to read any scripts or anything like that while I'm doing my videos, I've got that. And it's all plugged in through USB-C into the computer, so that way I can monitor myself on this screen and record directly into the computer if I want to. Oh, I also have this little RGB light, which is fantastic. It's very simple and small, but it is super powerful. So when you see the entire background purple, that's where that's coming from. Then just over here is some extra crap, honestly, just little bits and bobs, and then some DVDs that I need to trade in to kind of upgrade or just get some store credit. But that's it. that's the entire setup. I hope you like it. All right, and that's it. That's everything that I have here in my studio as of right now. That's actually a really fun thing to do because we're still very early on, I feel like, in the growth of this channel. So maybe in another year or so, we can do another studio tour, maybe a little more involved, a little more detailed, and I might have entirely new stuff. I might be in a new place. I don't know, but it'd be kind of cool to go back and see the progression over time. Also, if you guys want to check out any of the stuff in my tour, whether it's the camera that I just used to film with, which is my a6400, or the one I'm filming on right now, or any of that, I'm going to try to link to everything in the description below. I have spent so much time researching and building out this very specific setup, and if I can share that with you guys, if you're looking to do something similar, I will absolutely do so. This is, from what I've been able to gather, the best solution for my setup and for my needs. And if you have any questions about any of that, definitely let me know in the comments below. I'm here to help as much as I possibly can. But yeah, I guess that's it. I only had a few questions here. So again, thank you guys so much for writing in, for following, for subscribing. It really does mean the world to me. And if you have any questions that you want to ask for when we hit 500 subscribers, which honestly might just be in the next couple months, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. All right. Be good.